Can you wave? Ah, there you go. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. A, B, C, D, E. Fine. Alright. So then, I filmed today. Big. Is that Bank? Is Bank here? Ah, yeah, I thought so. I saw his. Oh, no, she's not here. Big is here. Mr. Bond probably come late as usual. Bo. Hello, Bo. La. Bank, of course. Lloyd, of course. Is that meh on your t-shirt? Cap's here. Gob's here. Doy's here. Beam, maybe later. Pun. Bomb, no. Look, got Nook here. Paw's here. No fun. Oh, no. Yet. Not yet. Young my ma. Not come yet. Young my ma. Pasa Thai. Young my ma. Pasa Angret. Not come yet. Catch up on me? I have good days and bad days. There, no. Where's your stuff? Where's your stuff? No book. No book today. In your car? Where is your car? Where? It's in your car? Where is your car? Your boyfriend has your car today? Oh. Right. Do you have a notebook? Do you have some paper? Hello. Your boyfriend's coming here? Bomb? Oh, another guy. Yeah, he's going to bring it. He's bringing it here. Right, but you still want, here's a piece of paper. Do you have a pen? No pen? Yes, I do have a pen. Okay, now then. So, now, yesterday you wrote 12 sentences about a normal day. I'm going to start like this. I now read that. You can sit there. You don't have to stand up. So now I'd like you to read it. So, hi, my name's Big. And tell us about yourself. Yeah. So say, what's your name? Imagine you're answering this question. The question is this: what's your name? And tell me about a normal day for you. What's your name? And tell me about a normal day for you.
Hi, my name is Steve. I get up at 5:30 and take a shower and get company uniform. I go.
Just stop there. I want to give people something to do. You have a pen and some paper. Yeah. So he's speaking. Reading, assisted speaking. There's a listening part to it too. Yeah. So a little task. Yeah. So I will then ask you, what do you have in common with, in this case, Big? So anything he says, you already know something you have in common with him. What time do you get up?
I get up at 5:30.
What time do you get up?
I get up at 5:30.
Okay, so if I said to you, what do you have in common with him? Yeah, you're going to say, we both get up at 5:30. So anything that he says that's the same for you, just write it down or tick it. Yeah, you have your sentences, or you don't. You can just tick it, yeah? So you would tick 5:30. It's the same. Yeah? Hey, start again. What's your name? And tell me about a normal day for you.
Hi, my name is Vic. I get up at 5:30 and take a shower and get company uniform. I go company before the second bus at 6:30. When I work, I have to do finger scan and alcohol checking.
Oh, really?
And I go to canteen for breakfast. When I finish eating, I go to office for work. Before me, and I go down to line up at 8 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
I have to do startup meeting for somebody work, problem and find solution for work. I doing work until do last and go to canteen for lunch and get back for work. I go home at 6 o'clock.
What do you have in common with him? Anything? Okay, yeah, we already know. Get up at 5:30. Thank you. I put some words up here every now and again. Yeah, so we've got get dressed and put on mean the same thing. We're talking about the same thing, but here I put on my uniform. You can't say I get dressed my uniform. That's all. So yeah, I get dressed, full stop. Put on my clothes or put on my... So I'm just putting things, maybe corrections or maybe just some useful language. Yeah, that's all. Bang. Oh, sorry, I know your name. Tell us about a normal day for you.
Hi, my name is Bang. I get up at 5:30. And then I take a shower and get dressed. After that, I go to work by bus. I arrive to Copa International at 7 o'clock. I eat breakfast in the canteen. After that, I go to sleep in my office.
Go to sleep?
Yes.
All right.
At 8 o'clock, I start to work until at 12 o'clock. I eat lunch and relax in 1 hour. I work again until at 17 o'clock and I to go home. Then I take a shower and after that I have dinner with my family. I listen to music and watch movie and series. I go to sleep at 10 o'clock.
Great. So So you arrive at, yeah. Okay. I arrive at work at, and I start, not to work, I start work. There's no to there. I start work, no to. Anything in common? No, most people are just thinking about what they're going to read. Thôi?
Hi, my name is Tay. I get up at 6 o'clock and then I take a shower and I put on my uniform. After that, I go to school by car. I stand in row at 7:30. I have lunch at 10:10. I leave school at 3:10. I get home at 4:30. I make my homework. I go to play football. I get home at 8 o'clock. I take a shower at 9:30. I go to bed at 11:30.
Great. Did you say, do homework, do homework. So it's like, do you do housework? Do homework, do housework, do needlework, do woodwork, do metal work. Thank you. Anything in common? No, no one's going to say. What about you, Paul?
Hi, my name is Paul. I wake up at 6 o'clock
Then I get up at 6:30. After that, I go to the bathroom and take a shower. I get dressed and I go to school. And I go to school by car. My mother drives me. I arrive at school. I have dressed up with my friends. I went to my classroom and I learned. I have lunch at the canteen with friends. My class ends at 4:00. I get home about 5:00. I do homework and then play telephone. I eat dinner with my family at 7:00. I go to bed at 9:00.
Thank you. What time is it?
6.
It's 6. What time is it?
6:30.
It's no o'clock. There's only 12 o'clocks. 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, all the way up to 12 o'clock. O'clock means strong. Yeah. So there's only 12. The rest, 6:05, 6:10, 6:30, not o'clock. And the other thing is, you said I arrive at school. And then you said, I have breakfast with my friends. You need to join those. I arrive at school. It's usually like at 7 o'clock, but you don't. You can join it, and then I arrive at school, and then I have breakfast with my friends. Now you can join two things that go in order, and then. Thank you, God. Dressed.
After that, I go to my car. I work at the academy. Then I have breakfast with my friend. I have a break at 10:00. I have lunch with my friend at 12 in the canteen. I get off work at 5:30. I leave dinner at 7:00 at home. After dinner, I take a shower. I watch TV. I go to bed at 11:00.
Okay. There's only one thing there. I take a shower. I go to bed. I take a shower, and then I go to bed. Yeah. We need to link those in some way. I take a shower and then I go to bed. Okay, cool. Fun.
Hi, I'm fun. I get up at 5:30 o'clock and face wash and drink a water. Then I eat breakfast and take a shower and brush my teeth. I'm dressed up uniform and go to school. I'm go to left the fact and go to learn. I'm lunch in 11 o'clock and 11:50 a.m. and learn to 3:30 p.m. 30 o'clock. Special class at 4 o'clock. Go to home 5:30 o'clock and eat dinner in 6 o'clock. Take a shower in 8 o'clock. Play game and watch YouTube 9 o'clock and play in 9:30 and sleep.
Good. What's that say?
5:30.
T5THIRTY. No o'clock. No o'clock. That's good. Wash my face. I wash my face. And I'm not sure what you said. That's it. You can correct that. I have a special class at whatever time. That could be anything. I have, in this case, a special class. Normally we just say the subject. I have English at. I have history at. I have maths at, and so on. Cap.
Hi, my name is Cap. I wake up 5 o'clock. Then I take a face wash.
I wash my face.
Wash face.
I wash my face.
I wash my face and shower. I go to work 7:30. Go to the factory. After that, I take a car to factory. Then I get breakfast 7:50 o'clock. After that, 8 o'clock start working in department. I plan meeting for production. Then 12 o'clock I get lunch with my friend. After that, 1 o'clock back to working to 5:45.
Mm-hmm.
After that, I go home 6 o'clock.
Good. I drive to work. I go, what did you say? I go by car or something like that. But you drive, so I drive to work. Yeah. Instead of by, it's like when you don't do it by bus, by train. I don't drive the bus. By taxi, I don't drive the taxi. Yeah. So when we say by bus, by train, by taxi, I'm not driving. For me, I ride my motorcycle or I drive my car like that. Yeah. Oh.
I get up at 6 o'clock. Then I take a shower and get dressed. After that, I eat coffee and breakfast.
Have breakfast. Have breakfast, yeah. This is an interesting one. I go to work by van, or I go to work in the just doing ways of saying that, yeah, in the company van. If you want to say this, because it's kind of different by that's a mode of transportation, and the company van is the one you get into. Yeah, this is all general. Ploy.
Hi, my name is Ploy. I wake up 6 o'clock. I will check Facebook, Instagram. I take a shower and brush my teeth and wash my face. I get dressed and make up. I start open food for wish that at 6:45 I drive car to office. I destroy bin and buy food for breakfast and lunch. I arrive office at 7:12. I have breakfast at office with my partner. I start work at 8 o'clock. I have a lunch at 11:45. I have free time to talk with my friend. I start again at 1 o'clock. I get off work at 5 o'clock. When I don't have overtime, I always home at 5:30. I eat dinner, take a shower, go to bed at 10:40.
Thank you. So, in the same way, so we got put on my clothes, yeah, you also put on my makeup, yeah, you also put on makeup, put on lipstick, put on eyeliner, put on mascara, yeah, and have lunch. There's no A. Yeah, have lunch, have dinner. Same. You think of that as one verb. Have lunch, have dinner, have breakfast is one thing, one word. And what's the other one I liked? I always get home. What time do you get home?
5:30.
So we always put at before a time. There's always at before a time. And also, I arrive at work. I arrive at school. Look.
Hi, my name is. I get up to 5:20 and take a shower. Then I yes. After that, I go to work where I work at the Toyota Motorsport Siam Motor. I arrive at factory at 7:20. Then I have breakfast with my friend. I start work at 9. I start work at 8 o'clock. I have lunch at 25 o'clock with my friend.
25 o'clock? No. You have lunch at what time? 12:05. 12:05. Not 12 o'clock. 12:05. All right. 12:05.
I have lunch at 12:05 with my friend in the canteen. I have a break at 2:50. I get off work at 5 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
I get home at 6:20. And I have dinner at 7 o'clock. I take a shower and I go to bed at 11 o'clock.
Great. So that was it then for that one. Thank you. That was that one. We say so. It's always at 12. 12. Oh. Yeah. 12. 12:05. So when there's that there, and then it's 12:10. And it's only over on o'clock. 12. Only 12 o'clocks. Very good. All of them are very good, actually. Tiny little bits of grammar here and there. I hope you were correcting when I wrote it on the board, because if you don't, it's probably not worth doing. Yeah. So when I put corrections on the board, you should correct your text. You should correct what you say. Can you open your books, please, on page 37?
Teacher, get dressed.
Get dressed.
Get dressed and get dressed or get coat is same.
Yeah.
Get dressed for women and get coat for men.
No.
Alright?
No, same for men and women.
Oh,
I get dressed. I get dressed.
you for men and women, right?
No. It's same.
Oh,
It doesn't matter. I get dressed, she gets dressed. I put on my clothes, she puts on her clothes. Yeah. So it's not like that. I put on my makeup. What's the difference then? Not much. They're more or less two different ways of saying the same thing. But let's say, put on is more specific. I put on a tie. Put on. Like this, for example, it doesn't have to be clothing, anything you wear, glasses. Right now, I put on my glasses. I'm not getting dressed. Yeah, getting dressed normally means like shoes and socks and trousers and shirt, everything. Yeah, whereas put on, you can talk about put on my glasses, I put on my, so I could say, I take a shower and then I get dressed. If you want the details, I put on my glasses. No, I don't. I put on my trousers, I put on my socks, I put on my shirt, I put on my tie, I put on my shoes, and I put on my glasses, and I go. So we talk about individual things put on, like makeup. Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
page 37, we're going to have a little listening. Look at the pictures for a moment. There, Kim. Here we go. What do you have to do? What time do you get up? Here's Kim. Listen to Kim talking about her weekdays and choose the time that she says.
Track 4. What time do you get up?
Well, on weekdays, I get up at 6:45. I have breakfast at 7 o'clock, and I go to school at 7:30. I have lunch at school with my friends. That's at 12:15. It's early in our school. I leave school at 2:30 in the afternoon, and I walk home with my friends. I get home at 3:30, have soda, maybe pizza, and watch television. I go to bed at 11 o'clock on weekdays, but later on the weekend, of course.
I was expecting that to be Mr. Bond. Okay, or again? Again.
Track 4. What time do you get up?
Well, on weekdays, I get up at 6:45. I have breakfast at 7 o'clock, and I go to school at 7:30. I have lunch at school with my friends. That's at 12:15. It's early in our school. I leave school at 2:30 in the afternoon, and I walk home with my friends. I get home at 3:30, have soda, maybe pizza, and watch television. I go to bed at 11 o'clock on weekdays, but later on the weekend, of course.
So, we know number one, she says she gets up at 6:45. What time does she have breakfast? What time does she go to school?
7:30.
What time does she have lunch?
12:18.
What time does she leave school?
2:30.
So another way for that is go home. Yeah. What time does she get home?
3:30.
What time does she go to bed? 11 o'clock. Yeah, 11 o'clock. All right. So, look at this, at number 3 here. Exercise 3. Listen to these questions.
Track 5.
What time do you get up?
What time do you have breakfast?
So, this is an expression. What time do you? Or what time does she? What time does he? It's the only thing will change. What time do you? Look at these items on the board. Ask me a what time question. Example, what time do you get up? You want to know what time? Actually, I don't have lunch. Yeah, I only have breakfast and dinner. Try that one. Oh, I usually have dinner at the weekend at 4 p.m. in the weekdays, 5 o'clock. I have dinner at 5 o'clock. What time do I start work? I start work at 9 o'clock in the morning on Saturdays and Sundays, and 9:30 Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, if I work, if I have a class in the morning. Any others? One more? No. Okay then, I want you to test your partner. So you wrote, do you still have this, what you wrote? Okay, get it out. Get it out, what you wrote. Now, where are you going? Stay there. Good night. You're not going. Just keep him there for 5 minutes. Don't let him go, okay? Don't just tie him to the chair for 5 minutes. What did you write? Where's your routine? Here. So this is your routine, and this is his routine. Are you watching? You're gonna. This is yours. This is yours. You're gonna swap.
Yeah.
And then you're going to quiz your partner about his own life. Yeah. So he says, get up. You're going to say, what time do you get up?
Get up at 5:30.
That won't happen. That's what I was. Oh yeah. What time do you take a shower? It doesn't say in there. This is about you. Yeah. What time do you take a shower?
I take a shower at 6 o'clock.
What time do you go to work?
I go to work at 8 o'clock.
6:30 it says here. You can. What do you do when you get to work?
I get to work.
Yeah, and then what's the number one thing? You get to work. What do you do?
Get to work at
No, it's no. I take a finger scan.
just at
I have breakfast. Very much. What time do you have breakfast?
I have breakfast at 7:30.
Don't let him see. Right? Carry on asking him what time for everything he's got there, and then it's your turn. Yeah. All right. So that you wrote this and you wrote this. Swap. Yeah. Oh goodness gracious me. There you go. Have you swapped? So you two and you two. What time? 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 And us two. Now. You may start. What time do you get up?
I get up at 6 o'clock.
What time do you take a shower?
I take a shower at 6:20.
What time do you go to school?
I go to school at 6:45.
What time do you pay respects to the flag? What time do you pay salutations to your king and country?
12 o'clock.
I don't know.
7:30. I stand in row. What does that mean, stand in row? You mean you stand in rows and you have the flag? I don't know what you do. Like say something, pray to your king, or say salutation as a salutation. Yeah. I don't really know. This is in English, my view of it. I don't know the actual words. Salute is when you go like this in the army, yeah? Salute the flag and the king.
Do you get up?
7:30.
Time do
What time is your first lesson?
what time do you work?
8:30.
An hour after standing in row. What time do you have breakfast?
I don't have breakfast.
You don't have breakfast.
Yes,
What time do you have lunch?
I have lunch at 10:10.
Who do you... That's early. Who do you have lunch with?
With my friend.
And where do you have lunch?
Canteen.
What time do you leave school?
I leave at school 3
At. I leave school at.
I leave school at 3:10 or 4 o'clock.
Why 4 o'clock sometimes?
I have special class sometime, Sunday, Tuesday and Friday.
Tuesdays and Thursdays you have special classes. What kind of special class?
Meeting
I mean not sport. Not sport. Sport?
sport
Games?
day.
I mean every week, Tuesdays and Fridays. What time do you do your homework?
I don't know, but I don't know.
Different times.
Yeah.
Different times. I do my homework at different times in the day. What time do you go to play the football?
I play football and I make a homework finish.
After homework.
Yeah, after homework.
What time do you get home after football?
8 at 8 o'clock.
12.
What time do you take a shower?
I take a shower at 9:30.
Why so long after you get home? If I've been playing football or walking or running, I'm sweaty, Vietnam. And I get home and I take a shower first. You sit around for an hour and a half before you take a shower.
Get home แบบอะไรต้องให้พ่อมาส่งก่อนแล้วหยุด
You get home and you sit there in sweaty clothes for an hour and a half. I don't believe that. This is a bit unhygienic. You get home at 8, you take a shower at night, an hour and a half after that.
I go to play football.
You get home at 8 and you take a shower at 9:30. What do you do for an hour and a half in sweaty clothes? You don't know?
Play.
It's all a blank. What time do you go to bed?
11:30.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, have you got a flex card? Do I need to write your not flex card, your whatever you call it, a buffet card? Buffet. It's a buffet card, we call it. What's the date today? What's the date today? That's not a very good pen, is it? The 10th of the 11th, 19, it's 12:15. And it's teacher Danny. And what about you, Miss? Nope. I see you've got your book. 10, 11, 19, 12, 15, B. Danny. Hi. Nice to see you. Did you drive from Rayon?
Yes.
How long does it take?
100.
That's how far. How long? How long? Chai Wheeler Nantarai. Chai Wheeler Nantarai. How long does it take? Nong Chamong, Song Chamong, Song Chamong. Really? From Rayong to Bang Sen? 2 hours? That's a long drive. I can get to Bangkok in 2 hours. Oh. Okay. All I want you to really make sure you remember this word at before a time. Yeah, it's always at before a time. And o'clock, there's only 12 o'clocks. 6 o'clock, it's 6:30. No o'clock. Yeah, it's only 12. There's 2 things about time you've got to remember. And I'm sure you will. Right. You've written about your routine already. So, and I've corrected some parts of what you wrote. So for homework, I'll ask you to write, about your routine. Actually, I'm gonna let's so you know where we're going with this. Last week, you wrote about your lifestyle, didn't you? You wrote about that. You wrote a paragraph, and I marked it and put it on the internet. Yeah. Then it was all based on this. You wrote a paragraph like this. So when you go home, I then want you to write a paragraph about your routine, which you've all written already. 12 sentences, but you put them all together. So, you've already written about your lifestyle. My name is, I live in, I come from, all that. Here, why not? I get up at I take a shower, I have coffee and breakfast, and then I go to work. 3. So if you're a student, choose someone who's working. Yeah. If you're single, choose someone who's married. All right. you're going to compare. So you write about you and your routine, and then you can write about a friend. My friend Bim lives in New York. She is an office administrator. She lives in an apartment with her boyfriend. She likes to play badminton and she eats pizza. She gets up at 4 a.m. and so on, yeah. So, how do we talk about other people? Turn to page 38. Turn to page 38, 39. You have here Luke Jones. A day in the life. Poor. A day in the life. Where does Luke read this? Introduction. Where does Luke live?
New York.
How old is he? What's his job?
He's lawyer.
He's a lawyer. Who does he work with? Famous athletes. 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 Athletes are sports people, sportsmen and sportswomen, swimmers, football players, tennis players, people like that. They are athletes. Typical. What does that mean? It means, what does it mean? Do you know? Typical. It means normal. Same. What is it? A typical day, a normal day. Same, typical. Now then. Do you think he's got a busy life? What time does he get up? What time does he go to bed?
$11:45.
11:45. Do you think he's very tired at bedtime? He seems, looking at the pictures, does he have a busy day? Does he do a lot of work? I think so. What do you have to do? Look at exercise 2 here. Read the sentences about his day and write the times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Amazing. They're very quick, aren't they? Listen and check.
Track 6. Luke's Day. 1.
He gets up at 6 o'clock and he takes a shower.
2.
He has breakfast at 6:45.
3.
He leaves home at 7:15 and he goes to work by taxi.
4.
He has lunch, a soda and a sandwich in his office at 1 o'clock.
5.
He always works late. He leaves work at 8 o'clock in the evening.
6.
He sometimes buys a pizza and eats it at home. He gets home at 9:15.
7.
He never goes out in the evening. He works at his computer from 9:30 to 11:30.
8.
He always goes to bed at 11:45. He watches television in bed.
Okay. We know number 1. Big. Please read number 2.
He has breakfast at 6:45.
Bang, what time does he leave home?
He leaves home at 7:15 and he goes to work by taxi.
Paul, what time does he have lunch? At 1 o'clock. Pun, what time does he leave work?
He work in 8 o'clock.
Oh. What time does he get home?
He
9:15. Beam. What time does he work on his computer? What? 2 hours. So that's not homework. Hey, what's his name? Luke. Luke works at home in the evening. toy does her homework at home in what? You got that? Homework works at home. So I work at home, I don't do homework. You do homework, yeah, you work at home. Like that, yeah. Ploy, number 8. She?
He always go to bed at 11:45. He watch television in bed.
He watches television in bed. Circle the verbs in the sentences. Example number 1. The verbs are gets up and takes. Number 2. What is the verb? Number 3. What is the verb? And I would argue that that is a bit like have lunch, they go together, leave home, leave work, leave school. These are words like have lunch, have breakfast, have dinner that go together. So leaves. But for now, only the verb part of it is leaves. And goes. Goes. Number 4. Number 5. Works and leaves. Number 6. Yes, buys and eats. And yeah, and again these ones like gets home, leaves work, has lunch, leaves home, has breakfast. They go together, yeah, with their objects. 7, and that is, yeah, goes out. Goes out. It's a bit like put on or stand up. Think about the opposite. He never goes out, he stays in. That means stays home. Goes out is baitiya. That means goes out like go to a restaurant or go to a bar, go and have some fun, sanuk. He never goes out in the week. What does he do? He works at his computer. Number 8 goes, yeah, and I can hear you saying that goes to bed because they go together. And watches. We'll do a little bit on pronunciation. Oh, in a minute, everything's gone blue. Go back, go forward. Okay. So, they're all the verbs. Is there anything you notice about these? Can you notice these Every verb for he, she, or it ends with an S in English. So it's not go, it's goes. Not work, but works. Not watch, but watches. So here, number 1, it says what's the last letter of the verb. The last letter can be S, or sometimes we add ES. Let's look at the pronunciation of that. Listen to the pronunciation of S.
Track 9.
Gets up.
Works.
Works.
Eats.
Eats.
Takes.
Takes.
Lives.
Lives.
Leaves.
Leaves.
Has.
Has.
Buys.
Buys.
Goes.
Goes.
Does.
Does.
Is.
Is.
Watches.
Watches. Okay. You notice it ends in a S or a Z, which is just deeper. I don't really care as long as it is something. This one is not just TCH. It can be like this. Push is pushes. Push, pull, push, pull, push, pull. Yeah, push and pull. Same with wash. So I wash my face, but Peng washes his face. I pass my test. Pass. Passes. So the pronunciation is split. It's wa, chiz. Push and pu, shiz. It's wash and wa, shiz. That's pronounced like that. Washes. Pass and pa, passes. Pass, passes. Wash, washes. Push, pushes. Watch, watches. Catch, catches. Yeah, there you go. That's pronunciation. Also, you've got some adverbs in here. So you've got always, 100%. Sometimes, about 50%. And never is 0. Yeah. But always and never you've got to be careful with. Like, for example, I always have, well, I always have sugar. I'm not having sugar now. I always have sugar in coffee. That's not true. I always have sugar in tea. I never have sugar in coffee. So if we're going to use these words always and never, we need to qualify it. Usually. going to have a 5-minute break right now. It takes people quite a long time to understand these S endings, yeah. But it comes eventually. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't really change the meaning. It doesn't change the meaning. So it might not be important to you. It's important when you write. When you write, it's important. It's not so important when you speak. Yeah. Do you always put on makeup? Do you always put on makeup? Makeup.
In work always, but in sometimes.
Well, there you go then. That's how it uses. So now I'm going to talk about ploy. Ploy.
โอเคไม่วันนี้มาเหรอวันนี้มาเหรอนี่เป็นแนวดูน้องนี่ถูกต้องเยี่ยมของจริงๆมีอะไรบ้างแก๊ปเล่นไอจีก็ขอไอจีเรื่องไอจีอินสตาแกรมฝั่งโน้นอ่ะขอไอจีหน่อยถ้าเล่นไอจีอ่ะรวมไปขอไอจีถ้าเล่นไอจีขอไอจีหน่อยจ้า
แอดยังไงอะ
ฮะชื่อไงชื่อว่าอะไรชื่อไอจีอ่ะ
จำไม่ได้ มีแต่ว่าไม่ค่อยได้เล่นนะได้ไหม
ได้จ้ะได้หมดเลยชื่ออะไรชื่ออะไรบ้าง
ไอ้นี่ไหมไหม
ฮะ
หยิบไปในกลุ่มไหมพี่
จะดีเหรอ
ไม่
เกิดไหม
ใช่พี่
มีเป็นจะเล่นกับทีม
มีจะได้มาที่เย็น
ไม่ค่อยได้เล่นเลยอะ
ไม่ดูจะนาน
ตอนกินข้าวเลย
เราไปทำอะไรไม่ใช่เราไปมีอะไรแปลงบ้างบอกมานะแปลงมีอะไรแอบแปลงป่ะ
ไม่ได้เฉยมันไม่มีแอบแฝงเนี่ย
ตาเราเนียนถอนน้องเขาไง
ไม่จ้าขอทุกคนละจ้า
เราก็ทำมาเป็นถอนเรา
ขอทุกคนละจ้าแม่
ฮะคือในของในไลน์ด้วย
ไปแล้วชื่ออะไร
ส่งไปในไลน์ชื่ออะไรชื่ออะไรอ่ะ
ชื่ออะไรเรา
เนี่ยในไลน์ จะไปหนีเที่ยว
โพสต์รูปเยอะจัดตั้ง4 รูปเนี่ย
1, 2, 3, 4.
ก็บอกแล้วว่าไม่ค่อยได้เล่น
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
เหลือใครอีกอะเหลือมีบัตรคอยใช่ไหม
On Facebook? Maybe I should set up a group for us on Facebook. Oh, that's that baby bomb. Moon. There's someone called Moon. So So let's remind ourselves about Luke.
Track 6. Luke's
I'm just going to read these sentences here.
1.
He gets up at 6 o'clock and he takes a shower.
2.
He has breakfast at 6:45.
3.
He leaves home at 7:15 and he goes to work by taxi.
4.
He has lunch, a soda and a sandwich in his office at 1 o'clock.
5.
He always works late. He leaves work at 8 o'clock in the evening.
6.
He sometimes buys a pizza and eats it at home. He gets home at 9:15.
7.
He never goes out in the evening. He works at his computer from 9:30 to 11:30.
8.
He always goes to bed at 11:45. He watches television in bed.
You see.
Up to you. Not you though. Hey, Ty. Finish. You can, Bank. How old are you, Bank? How old are you, Bank?
30 years old.
Okay. You want to play video games? In class, you want to Facebook? It's up to you. You? How old are you?
14.
No, you can't. No. Yeah. Who pays? Who pays for your English? Who paid for your course? You paid. Did you pay? Did you pay? Pay. Cry dong. Dong. Dong jai. Pay. Dong jai. Yeah. Who paid? You paid. You pay. Yeah. Do you pay? We're just looking at questions. Let me ask you a question. This is a good way then to introduce this. As there is some confusion, clearly we need to know this language. Yeah? It's present simple. This is what it's called, present. That means now, simple. We're talking about routines. For you, it's every month. You stay every month. I asked you, I didn't get much response. Who pays? Who pays? Yeah, pay is dong jai. From dong jai, เท่าไหร่ครับ? How much do I have to pay? Yeah. And then I didn't get a response. So then I said a yes, no questions. Do you pay? I didn't say all this for your course. Do you pay? Or does your mum pay? You pay. Yeah. Yeah. Or does someone else pay? Someone else, another person. Yeah. Someone, who, I don't know, someone, yeah, someone else, yeah, I mean not you, yeah, someone else. Do you pay or does someone else pay? Awesome, I pay. What about you? Do you pay for your English course or does someone else pay? Your sister pays? Right, thank you. So, do you pay, or does someone else pay?
I pay.
Okay. Do you pay, or does someone else pay? Huh? Your brother? Oh, right. Who pays? My mother. So your answer to this then, who pays for your English course? My mum pays. All right. No phone. Do you pay? Do you pay for your English course?
My mom.
Your mum pays? All right, no phone. Do you? Your factory pays? All right, no. Okay, no phone. Do you pay for your English course? You pay. Who pays for your English course? You pay, not your factory. What about you? Who pays for your English course? You pay. What about you? Who pays for your... Tell the truth. Who pays for your English course?
My dad pay.
Okay. Where's yours? Wow. How much was this? It's not as nice as his. His is 30,000 baht, wasn't it? This one's just come on. How much was this? 25,000 baht. Why is it on? Why does that come on like that? Alright, that's yours, is it? Alright, your factory pay. So, there you go. So the rest of you, you can, you don't even bother with a phone. It's good. Okay, so we've got some examples there. Answers. This is an open question, a WH question we call it. Who pays for your English course? And my mum pays for my English. So we've got a WH question and an LA, a long answer. Here, we're going to cut that down a bit. Do you pay for your English course? Answer, yes, I do. Or, no way. No, I don't. That's you. What about this? I also, to be funny, I asked Big or Bank, does your answer, yes, she does, and ES, yeah, goes, or no, she doesn't. This is pronounced like this. Does. And this is pronounced does and doesn't. And that T is not very strong. Doesn't. Right. Do you pay for your English course? Don't. Oh, no, I don't. Don't. Does your mother pay?
Yes, she does.
I thought your sister paid. No. Does your mother pay?
No, I don't.
Your mother. Does your mother pay?
No, she does.
No, she?
No, she doesn't.
Do you pay?
No, I don't.
Does your sister pay?
Yes, she does.
Okay. That's it. We'll play with that a little bit more. So these two types of questions, WH questions we've got, and we've got yes/no questions. It's very simple, the grammar, actually. What's difficult is finding my pen. Look at this. You live in it's just a normal subject, verb, complement, object. Yeah. Now look, you want to ask a question. That's just a fact. I live in Bang Sen. Okay. Change that. She lives in Bang Sen. You know? We want to ask a question if we don't know. I want that in red. We need does for he, she, and it. Does she live in alright? How do we ask a question? Put does, do or does there, yeah. Answer yes, she does or no, she doesn't. Over there, yeah. If the answer is yes, yes, Bang Sen. Question mark. Change this, no? She lives in Chonburi. That's the sentence. Does she live in Chonburi? That's the question. Where does she live in Chonburi? All right. Does she live in Chonburi? Do you know anything about each other? Does Paul live in Chonburi?
Yes, he does.
I'm not asking. You're the only one who cannot answer. Does she live in Chonburi?
Yes, she does.
Where? Where does she live in Chonburi?
Yes, she does.
No. Does she live in Chonburi?
Yes, she does.
All right then. Does she live in Chonburi?
Yes, she does.
All right. Where? Where does she live in Chonburi? She lives in Sirachar. Another question. Why? Why does she live in Chonburi? She works out, yeah? Who does she live in Chonburi with? She lives with.
Family.
She lives with her uncle and a cat. Who do you live with?
I live with my uncle and
Oh, not a cat, a dog. Right, are you listening? Big Bang? I'm going to ask her some questions. Do you come? I'm going to ask her some questions, and then I'm going to ask you some questions about her. So you've got to listen to what she's saying, yeah? Do you live in Chonburi?
yes, I
Do you come from Chonburi? Very good. Where do you live in Chonburi?
I live in Srirachan.
Why do you live in Chonburi?
I work in
Who do you live with?
I live with my uncle and
Dog. What's your dog's name?
his name is Lucky and Mummy.
Not dog, dogs. Lucky and...
Jammy.
Are you listening? What's the name of her dogs?
Lucky and Dummy.
Yummy?
Dummy.
Dummy? Lucky and Dummy?
Dummy. Tên Dummy á.
Alright. Paul. Does Ploy live in Chonburi?
I know. She does.
Yes, she, yes, she. Toy. Yeah, it's too much for that phone, I think. Toy. That's Ploy there. She's wearing a pink cardigan. Does she live in Chonburi?
Yes, she does.
Does she come from Chonburi?
No, she doesn't.
Where does she come from?
She comes from
Pachrakirikan? Where do her parents live? Good. Right. Where does she live in Chonburi?
She lives in Srirachan.
Why does she live in Chonburi?
She works here.
She works. She works here. What does she do? That's her job, yeah. What does she do? She does. She does admin, or she is an administrator. Yeah. Who does she live here with? She with, yeah, her uncle, not my uncle. You know, general uncle. It's either my uncle, your uncle, her uncle, his uncle. We've always, my mum, my dad, your mum, your dad. Right. What's his name?
This bank.
Does he come from Chonburi?
Yes, he does. Yes, he does.
Does he? What does he do? What does he do?
He does customer service.
He is a customer services agent. All right. Who does he work for? That's the name of his company. He works for.
He works for Global International.
Where does he live in Chonburi?
He lives
With?
in Mumbai, Chonburi.
And who does he live with?
He lives with family.
No, he doesn't. He lives with one of the girls from Blackpink. I saw her on his phone. Yeah, his girlfriend. Look, can you look at these questions and negatives? Can you complete these sentences? Yeah, from all of the language. See if you can make some sense out of it. I like your phone cases. You got a Hello Kitty phone. She's got. What have you got on your phone? Just let me see. Let me see the case, the yellow case. The Muppets. I think that's the Muppets. Yeah? Sesame Street. Sesame Street, yeah. Muppets. Oh, gone. Cop. You finished, Cop. Where's he going? He goes to the toilet a lot today. What did he have for dinner? Let me see.
Here it goes.
Yeah.
Goes.
Yeah.
Has. Goes.
How about you, Miss Paul? Very good, Tony. Awesome. They,
he
gets up, yeah. When does he go to bed? He goes. Goes, yes, you just write goes. He has, yeah. No, he doesn't. You got these around the wrong way. That's it. Where does it say goes? Goes. There. Have a look at that. Finished. A bit challenging. So So you're going to choose one from here, really. Gets up. Sometimes is it he? He, look at this, about lunch. Yeah. Yes, and the clues are in the text. You can find the clues in the text. That's a little S. That should be that.
GOES. Small.
Too small.
It is.
Too small. He gets up, he goes, yes he does, no he doesn't, he has lunch, doesn't, he goes up. Gets up, goes to bed, yes he does, no he doesn't, he has lunch, no he doesn't, what's that? Clue's not in here, you can have to look in here.
Does he have? He has.
In a restaurant, no he doesn't. He has. Yeah. Why? He has. Are you asking about this? Can you see that we only change one verb, only one. We talked about verbs: live, have, go, eat, so on, study, work. So this is the verb. There is only one verb, and so we add an S to the end, or ES, because it's a she. It's our way of being polite. So I would say, for example, in Thai, kun gob chai torasap yotini. All right. She. Now, if I want to say kun, we don't have kun, so we put an S. Yeah. Yeah, I would say she. Yeah, uses. U-S-E-S. Uses. Uses. Chai. Yeah, use a phone. I use a pen. Use. Chai. So, okay. we notice, so here, it's not, normally it's do, but we add es, yeah, but not here, only one, yeah. It's the first one in the sentence. Same here, we've added s or es, but no s. Only one, and it's the first one. Same here. Why does she live, not lives? We only change one. And let's say, so we're talking about ploy, so she doesn't have a cat. She has a dog. There's a negative, don't have, doesn't have. So we change that one. It's always the first. Yeah, not both. So it doesn't have, not doesn't have. Only one. Yeah, only one. We change the subject verb. Let's not worry about it too much. Gradually, this comes, but really, it's not that important for speaking and reading. It's important for writing, because I can see that. Yeah. Speaking is too fast for you to be worrying about grammar. Yeah. Writing, you worry about grammar. And when you're speaking, forget it. Just say what you want to say, however you want to say it. So, here in the book, hang on a minute. So, I think I've checked all your answers, but you can double check, can listen.
1.
What time does he get up?
He gets up at 6 o'clock.
2.
When does he go to bed?
He goes to bed at 11:45.
3.
Does he go to work by taxi?
Yes, he does.
4.
Does he have lunch in a restaurant?
No, he doesn't. He has lunch in his office.
5.
Does he go out in the evening?
No, he doesn't. He never goes out.
Okay. So if you want to see and double check those answers, no, it's the wrong thing. It's no point because I've shown you already at your table. So you see, what time does he get up? He gets up. When does he go to bed? He goes to bed. Does he go to work by taxi? Yes, he does. Does he have lunch in a restaurant? No, he doesn't. He has lunch in his office. Does he go out in the evening? No, he doesn't. He never goes out. So you can see with this S's, we only change one. Now then, can you write 7 questions? Do you have your notebook? Some makeup. Gap? What time? No. Okay. Number 1. Can you Can you? No, ploy. Number one. And it's at what time does he have breakfast? Okay, now we're talking about Cap, number two. What?
He leave home.
When does he leave home? And I'm going to put a little bit more on the end there. Leave home. 4 comes a reason for work. Yeah. Paul. Number 3. Does he what? You're not Paul, she's Paul. Yeah, you're Gob. She's... Okay. So do you want to finish these? Yeah. I'm not going to do them all for you. I'm going to give you 5 minutes to finish. Look. Where's the rest of it? Who is your best friend? Who is your best friend?
question
Is you gotta think about it. Who's your best friend? Bim. Bim. Pim. Again? Mim. Is that a girl? How old is she?
She is 15.
Does she go to work or school?
She's studying.
She goes.
She's
Does she go to work or school? She goes.
she
Goes. To work or to school? Ty. Sorry. Who's your best friend? Yeah. Best. Is that a boy or a girl? How old is she?
She's 13.
Where does she go to school? Can you give me a sentence? She. Where does she go to school? Go to school. She goes. To. Where does your friend go to school? All right, she goes. Yeah, think about that. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. That's wrong, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4. What's question number 4? Go. Thank you. Oh. What's number 5? Number 5. What's number 6? Nope. And gap number 7. It starts with what?
Was he you in the evening? Was that he you in the evening?
Okay. Toy, what time does he have breakfast? Okay. Can you give me a sentence?
He has breakfast at 6:45.
Very nice. Bank. Number 2, when does he leave home?
He leave home at 7:15.
Big. Does he go to work by bus?
Go to work by bus. No, he doesn't. He go to work by taxi.
He goes to work by taxi. No. Where does he have lunch? Or does he usually work late?
Yes.
Pun. Does he eat in a restaurant?
No, he does.
No, he doesn't. Where does he eat? Alright, he eats in his office. Big. What does he do in the evening? At home. He works at his computer at home in the evening. Alright. Listen and check.
Track 11. 1. What time does he have breakfast?
He has breakfast at 6:45.
2.
When does he leave home?
He leaves home at 7:15. 3. Does he go to work by bus?
No, he goes to work by taxi.
4.
Where does he have lunch?
He has lunch in his office. 5. Does he usually work late?
Yes, he does.
6.
Does he eat in a restaurant?
No, he doesn't. He eats at home. 7. What does he do in the evening?
He works.
Again.
One more.
The questions are all there, yeah? Well, you want to hear the answers?
1. What time does he have breakfast?
He has breakfast at 6:45.
2.
When does he leave home?
He leaves home at 7:15. 3. Does he go to work by bus?
No, he goes to work by taxi.
4.
Where does he have lunch?
He has lunch in his office. 5. Does he usually work late?
Yes, he does.
6.
Does he eat in a restaurant?
No, he doesn't. He eats at home. 7. What does he do in the evening?
He works.
Right. Very interesting. You notice these answers. What time does he have breakfast? Or look at number 5. Does he usually work late? Yes, he does. He works from what time is it? In the evening at home. What time does he work in the evening at home? He works from 9:30. You can say more. You know, what does he do in the evening? He works, or he works at his computer, and then he goes to bed. You know, there are many ways to answer a question. What I want you to do before you go is like this. course, a relative is a uncle, auntie, brother, sister, mother, father. Yeah. Someone in your family. A relative is someone in your family, like your brother or sister, mother, father, grandmother. So, do you have a friend or relative who goes to work? I know you go to work, but it's not about you. It's about, do you have a friend or a relative who goes to work? Maybe I need to break it down. Do you have a friend? Do you have a friend, Vic? Yes, I do. Does he go to work? Yeah, have a think about that. Does he go to work? Why can't you understand what I'm saying? You won't understand what I'm saying if you're translating that into Thai. Look at Luke. Does Luke go to work? Yes, he does, yeah. He goes to work. You can see there, he goes to work. Goes to an office. Alright. Yes. You must know someone who has a job, yeah. Do you have a friend? Does he go to work?
Yes, he does.
Right. Does Luke go to work? Let's change person. Bang. Does Luke go to work?
Yes.
Not you, bang.
Yes, he does.
Yes, he does. Right. Does he have a job?
Yes, he does.
If he goes to work, he has a job. Yeah, for sure. Does he have a job? Yes, he does. This means the same thing. The same thing. He goes to work, he has a job. All right. Do you have a friend?
Yes, I do.
Do you have a friend who goes to work?
Yes, I do.
What's his name?
He is big.
Not him. I knew it would be an easy day today. That's all right. That's all right. What time does he have breakfast?
Me.
No, him. We're talking about your friend Big. Yeah? What time does he, not you, he, what time does he have breakfast?
He have breakfast at 7 o'clock.
He has breakfast at 7 o'clock. When does he leave home for work?
He leave home at 6:30.
Okay. That was as it was. All right. Ask him that question. Do you understand what we're talking about? Someone who has a job, yeah? someone who has a job, a friend or relative. Ask him those questions. This one, yeah, and then all of these. So we're not talking about Luke now, we're talking about another man that you know, yeah. So you two, and you two, and you two, and you two. Ask her that question. No. Do you have a friend or relative who goes to work? Do you have a friend? Do you have a friend who goes to work? No. Do you have a relative who goes to work? Who is it? The father. What time does he have breakfast? When does he leave home for work? When does he leave home for work? Does he go to work by bus? Where does he have lunch? Not when, where? Does he usually work late? What time does he finish? Does he eat in a restaurant? What does he do in the evening? Please sit down. Ask her those questions. Do you have a friend or relative who goes to work?
Yes,
That's a yes or no question. Yes, I do, or no, I don't. Who? Who is it? Yeah, who? Not you, a friend. Do you have a friend? A friend or relative who goes to work. We know Luke goes to work. Does she go to work? No, she doesn't. Does she go to work? Do you go to work? Does he go to work? Does he go to work? Do I go to work? You do. All right. Is she a friend or a relative? She's a friend. Is your brother a relative? Is she a relative? No, she isn't. Is your sister a relative? Yes, she is. Is she is? All right. Do you have a friend or a relative who goes to work? Who? Your sister. This is always, it's really simple. All I'm trying to get to you is here we're talking about Luke, who we don't know, who doesn't really exist, and I want you to talk about someone you know. A brother or sister or uncle or auntie or a friend, someone who has a job. That's all. It could be your brother, your mother, your sister, a friend. It doesn't matter. But somehow I've got to ask you that question. So think of someone you know. Tell me someone you know who has a job. Yeah. What time does she have breakfast? What time does she leave home for work? This is really hard, isn't it? Trying to get that idea. It's just, instead of asking about Luke, ask about another person. Which means somebody who has a job. I.e. not a grandmother, not a student. Yeah, such as someone, I want you to talk about someone who has a job. So, That's all I want you to do. Right. You've got 8 question answers there, 8 sentences, yeah. So, right. What's his name? Your father's name? Boy. Who is he? What time does he get up? He. Okay. That's it. So in a sense, so this is all of these are you got 8 sentences about Luke. Yeah. But I want you to write some sentences about someone you know, like Luke, who has a job. That is not a student or grandmother or somebody like that. Write sentences. Write sentences. How many? It's up to you. I mean, just for fun, sit down there, so you're thinking of someone, maybe a friend or your brother or your father. How many sentences can you write about him? And it's not just about work. He is my father, he is from Galasin. Yeah. He is 58 years old. He is a bank manager. He is an engineer. He works for Toyota. He works in Chonburi. Yeah. So it's up to you, really. How many can you write? I think the point is, you might find that you could write a lot. Yeah, if you just sit there for maybe half an hour, yeah, in peace and quiet, it's confidence building. You might find that you write an awful lot. Yeah, I'd like to see how much you can write. Yeah, some people, most people can write 10. Okay, some 5, but some can write a book, not that much, 10, 20, 30 sentences about someone. Yeah, so it's a kind of game. It's a kind of game you play with yourself. Think of one person. It's so much. So you got all basic stuff like that. He comes from wherever. There's lots about his routine. You know, he gets up at, he goes to bed at, and so on and so forth. The only real reason why we're studying this is so that you can use the language. You know, you want to be able to use the language in some way. And so imagine I just say to you, tell me about your father. Or tell me about your brother. Tell me about, you know, you say, I have a friend. What's your friend's name? Oh, Big. Yeah. Now imagine I said, tell me about Big. How much could you tell me about him? I reckon, how much could you tell me about him? A lot? Or a little bit? Right. So what do you have to do like that then? Write sentences about a friend or relative. Brother, sister, auntie, uncle, grandfather, grandmother. Friend or relative. How many can you write? Okay, it's time to go. I'm tired. It's time to, yeah. Thank you for coming to class. It was lovely to see you this afternoon. I hope you have a safe trip home, a lovely week. I hope you enjoy the writing at home. And I look forward to seeing you next Saturday afternoon. Last week. Next Saturday afternoon, yeah. Sorry, cup, yeah. Next week. Oh, don't forget your telephones. Is that yours? I really took yours as well. Homework. Yeah. Write sentences. See you, Cup. Bye-bye. Have a good week. See you, Big. See you, Bank.